Okay, so this is the new Bosch Benchmark series. This is the model SHP9PCM5N. So that means that it is a SHP pocket front dishwasher that has hidden controls. So you can see the idea of this dishwasher is that it will literally go into any other manufacturer's kitchen. So if you've read the reviews on the GE dishwasher and you're purchasing a GE refrigerator and a GE double oven and a GE induction cooktop, but the dishwasher reviews aren't that great, here you could essentially go ahead and take your GE Cafe fridge and oven and cooktop, and then just basically bypass the dishwasher and go with this pocket front Bosch. It has no logo, it has no handle, really nothing to discern that it isn't part of that suite of appliances. Now, it is a coated stainless steel, so coated stainless will match like uncoated stainless in a lot of different ways. In some cases, it has a little bit of a glossy sheen to it. I don't know if you can see that, but its benefit is that it won't oxidize and it can be spot cleaned, which is super nice to have on a dishwasher. Previous generations of Bosch dishwashers did not have this coating. I think, in fact, the only product that had this coating was their cabinet depth refrigeration. So a really nice addition for this newer series. While your other stainless steel products will eventually start to darken or oxidize and get little, kind of splotchy bits to it, depending on the quality of the stainless steel, eventually it may look somewhat different. So that's something to consider. But again, I think the benefits of the coating outweigh the slight variation of aged stainless versus, stainless that's essentially, trapped in amber almost. This model does have a plexiglass kind of cover here. Previously, I think this was painted, and I've noticed in some of the displays where people had accidentally scratched that paint away. So I actually think the plexiglass is a nice addition. This version of the dishwasher, the Benchmark, once I hit start, you'll see that it does give you the time remaining in the display along with some other information. So that's kind of a nice thing. So one of the complaints with hidden control dishwashers is that people will sometimes say they missed the timer function on their dishwasher. I don't know if that's really as important as they think it is, but for people who insist that it is important, this is a nice feature. So this does get close to top of the line in the Bosch lineup. So this is positioned just over the 800 series models, but typically retail wholesale you can get these for just $300 to $400 more than the 800 series if you really hunt around. Feature wise, like I said, on the controls, you have what Bosch puts on most of their dishwashers. You have an auto wash, you have a heavy wash, you have a normal wash, you have a speed 60 wash, which is a wash cycle that will take lightly soiled things and do its best to clean those lightly soiled things and dry them in under 60 minutes. You may have to towel dry certain things. It's not going to do a full dry, and don't expect to have phenomenal cleaning results on a heavily soiled load. But great in a situation where you're having a dinner party and you need to get things like your salad plates back in time for dessert. Auto wash, which is the main function you should use on this dishwasher. In fact, I would say just don't even bother using normal wash. Auto wash will adjust wash temperatures and the number of rinses based on the turbidity or the level of food that's coming through the drain during each rinse. So it can adjust that. Now, if you've got something like baked on starches, you had a casserole like a lasagna and you ate half the lasagna on the first night, and then the other half didn't get eaten until a few days later. So some of that cheese is baked on during the cooking process, and then some of that cheese is just hardened in as it sat in the fridge for a few days. The auto wash isn't, might picked up on some of that refrigerated, like dried on crustiness, but not that baked on crustiness. The baked on crustiness, you really do want to bypass the auto wash and go right to the heavy wash. For people that are not used to pre-rinsing their dishwasher, like, hey, look, you're wasting a ton of water, you're killing the earth, stop doing it. Thousands of gallons a year, I think, is what they say you're wasting at this point. So just let the dishwasher do its thing and clean the dishes, like it will. Now, you do have a filtration system on most modern dishwashers. There are very few dishwashers that have hard food disposers, so you will need to periodically get down here and take this little filter and check it and clean it, provided the wash arm gets out of my way. This one-handed, weird angle. So that guy will need to be scrubbed. You need to scrub around the edges of this, the underside, and then this little ribbed guy. And then once you've done, you finish that, you're going to go ahead and pop the filter back in, and then you're going to look for that little arrow to line up to show you that it is locked. You'll see down here to the left of the filter a really cool feature with this dishwasher, which is an integrated water softening system. The integrated water softening system, honestly, it's probably one of the best features that you can get on a modern dishwasher. I would say it's similar to like getting a heated steering wheel, like something you didn't know that you wanted or needed, but if you have it, you love it. That will not only will it extend the life of your dishwasher by keeping calcium and magnesium off of the major mechanicals as water circulates through the system, it will dry the dishes significantly better. You'll get spot-free glasses and silverware. Your silverware will look amazing. The inside of the dishwasher will look amazing for the entire time that you own that dishwasher. Now, depending on the area that you're in, you may only have moderately hard to hard water. It will still have massive benefits over the life of the dishwasher. Obviously, if you're in an area with hard, like hard or very hard water, a huge advantage in reliability, and a huge advantage in cleanability and drying, and just keeping your plates looking nice and clean. So great upgrade. This new series of dishwasher gets this little spinny thing instead of a traditional wash arm. Like, they have this wash arm that has no holes in it, so no jets. That doesn't make any sense to me, but I guess their assumption is that this thing is just going to spin around and it's going to hit everything and clean well. I guess I've read some reviews that say that doesn't actually clean as well as they think it should, but I don't know what wash cycle they're using. Again, heavy wash will typically do a better job on heavily soiled things, and people may not be using heavy wash. They may be using normal wash or the Speed 60 wash. There is a feature where you can get it to adjust, I think it's the timing of that spinner, so that it can spend special attention in certain areas. So they call that power control. So power control, as I understand it, will cause that thing to spend some additional time in an area where you have dedicated those heavily soiled items. So probably not going to do anything from a temperature standpoint, obviously, but from a water presence, that is hitting that area more frequently, it will probably do somewhat of a slightly better job. I doubt that anybody's going to buy this dishwasher for that feature, but it's there. You do get the super fantastic drying, they call this Zeolite drying system in this dishwasher that will dry things using a volcanic mineral called zeolite, if I recall that correctly. This mineral reacts to moisture by getting hot, so they're going to vent all the humid air at the end of the drying cycle over that, which will cause the water to evaporate off of everything. And they say it will do such a fantastic job that it will dry most plastics. So even companies that have an old school bake dry with a heating element inside, those things are still going to struggle, in addition to using a whole bunch of unnecessary energy to dry in a stupid fashion, because using high temperature water is way more efficient than using a bake element in the machine. Also dangerous because plastics and spoons, if they hit that heating element, they can, cause a fire. But this system, in addition to using a more efficient conduction drying system with hot water and a final rinse and rinse agent, it will also have the added benefit of the Zeolite drying system. So great feature, huge advantage, I think, over a lot of their competitors. Most companies that said that the Miele silverware tray was stupid and dumb and nobody was ever going to buy a dishwasher with a third tray, when Miele's patent ran out on that tray back in like 2012 or 2013, they added a silverware tray. Now this one's interesting. So previously, when you got a Bosch dishwasher, the assumption was that there's no wash arm up there. Like, they didn't retool their system to have a third wash level like a Miele. They just left their existing little whatever that thing does at the top. So cleaning results were never stellar up here unless you were pre-rinsing. They gave you a basket to supplement. And there's also a good assumption that people wouldn't know what to do with this, that this would just basically be for additional utensils and silverware would go in the basket. This is one of the first Bosch dishwashers I've seen where they do just have a little kind of a secondary silverware basket here and not a full silverware basket. So I don't know, I'm curious to see if this will stay like this, or if later generations they're going to go back to offering a two-piece or a larger silverware basket. Again, on this newer model, maybe the cleaning is improved such that you don't have to pre-rinse your silverware, that the peanut butter knife will come out clean. Like all premium Bosch dishwashers with this tray, this model has these little flippy wing things. So lower tier models, this will just be a single kind of a chevron shaped molded piece of plastic. This one gives you those little adjustments. And then it also gives you these little guys here, so if you need to make the mouth of that tine system open a little bit larger for a thicker spoon, you can do that. I don't know if you noticed, the lights just went out. Yes, this dishwasher does have lights in the roof. I guess I have to close it. Shut up. Yeah, there's the lights. Now, those lights don't really do a whole lot. There are companies that offer lights, but they're inside the dishwasher. And I think that's a great feature because you don't, in low light, have to like really examine your dishes if you're not sure if they're clean or dirty in between cycles. This one, those lights are nice, I guess, at nighttime if you don't have the lights on in the kitchen and you just want a little bit of light, and then it just has kind of a coolness factor, I guess. Because they have the little chevron shaped silverware tray, they had to upgrade their older adjustment system for the middle rack. So previously there was a secondary set of wheels on either side of this rack. You had to take the rack out and then lift it up and then put it back. That system got replaced with these nice little release mechanisms here. So what you would do is you would just lift up the dishwasher, it would lock in place, and that would give you that adjustment. But you couldn't adjust either side independently. So Miele, you had a high, medium, and low adjustment, and they worked independent. This newer model upgrades that previous design, and actually they've had this for a couple of years now. So that is still a release mechanism, but you do have a low, a medium, and a high, and that allows you to leave it raked. So just like Miele, 3 detents on the left, 3 detents on the right, and essentially 9 different ways you can configure that rack depending on how tall the items are that are going on the right and how tall the items that are going in on the left on the other side. So a lot of great reconfigurability. I'm going to use that as a word. So racks look like they did previously, not a lot. If you've seen a Bosch dishwasher before, the racking system here hasn't changed much. It does look like they updated the stemware insert. So they've added these little silicone or whatever this material is to grab the necks of stemware. Not a great system, but it's there. I don't see a light or China setting. I think this thing mentioned that if you hook it up to Home Connect, there are some additional cycles that you can get through Home Connect that you can, I guess, use remotely. So maybe there's a China crystal, but I don't think I saw anything in the use and care manual at all that referenced doing a hand wash or a crystal or China setting. So maybe they just don't do that. Down here, you have, like previous premium Bosch dishwashers, the ability to kind of fold down half of the tines here and here, and then again, that kind of the same thing here. These are, let's see, I guess I'm pushing them that way, and you can see that this kind of interlocks right here. So, yeah, they're okay. They're not my favorite adjustment pieces, but they're there and they work. These are also foldable. I don't like this as much as some of the lower tier models where this is a fixed rack because it feels more stable. Obviously, if one of these little plastic pieces that keeps that locked, well, this isn't probably going to break very easily, but these arms can get stressed over time, and this whole tine here can break off, and then this thing's just going to flop over, and your primary plate rack isn't going to do a very good job, and you'd have to essentially replace this row of tines to replace that one weak point there, but not the end of the world. You can just get another row of these tines to click back in, and I can't imagine that would be crazy expensive. This thing is going to be crazy quiet. Like all Bosch dishwashers, they have a ton of insulation on the inside, and they're going to do a great job of making it so that when this dishwasher is running, especially when it's full of plates and things for water to catch, that you're only really going to hear it during the fill or the drain, and then probably not much else. And you can see it's got this 38 dB rating. Now, 38 is significantly quieter than previously, we would consider a 44 to 46 decibel dishwasher insanely quiet, and those were nearly silent during for most of the cycle. Again, unless they were filling or draining, it's possible that they're getting this low not because of additional insulation, but because they're maybe slowing the pump down during the drain and the fill, so that they can bring those levels down just to make those ratings hit from an advertisement standpoint. Just try to get a dishwasher that's under 46 or less, and I think you'll be extremely happy. But that's cool that it's 38. These cycle times are going to be, somewhat long, because one, they don't know the turbidity of the water, the turbidity of the water coming through the system. So they may adjust based on the temperature of the incoming water. So if you're hooking this up to cold water, like hot water, like most people, if the water during that fill is cold, it's going to take longer to get up to the appropriate temperature for the system to get, precise temperatures. Most American dishwashers don't actually do that. They just kind of run assuming the water started at 120 degrees from your hot water heater. European dishwashers tend to go to a specific temperature before the soap door opens so that they can guarantee better cleaning results. So that is a feature that you'll have here, but it will adjust the time remaining. So starting it with hot water will probably get it to run a little bit faster in its cycle. And then if you are pre-rinsing things or putting in lightly soiled things, these times will probably drop down based on its ability to not use as high a wash temperature, so it doesn't have to heat the water quite as long, and then B, it doesn't have to use nearly as many rinses. I think I covered everything for the most part in this. I don't want to ramble on about this dishwasher for too much longer, but if you have questions, please leave them in the comment section. If you like this video and you want to see more, please encourage me to make more videos by leaving comments and thumbs ups. And for the love of God, there are thousands of you that watch my videos that never, ever hit the subscribe button. And I get it. I mean, how much, information do you need about appliances? But if you're in the industry, if you sell appliances, if you are working for a kitchen and bath company, you're a designer, a trade professional, please subscribe. I try to make as many of these videos as possible. I try to look at suggestions. So if you make a suggestion on a video that you would like to see, I do my best to get around to doing that. So that's it for today, and I'll see you guys next time. Thank you so much for tuning in.